just a few more things. Here's a good place to put rodent bait. Yes, really good idea. The breather mounts, this one you can almost see I've cut it off. The other ones I just pinched off with pliers. That one there. And the reason for that is that they don't really mount very well, and the breather kind of flops around on there because the rubber grommets are supposed to be in there, whatever, so it didn't work. And you mount the grommets permanently into the breather, and you cut these off, and then it just friction fits on there, and it works very nicely. It settles right on there. You got a hose on the one side holding it here, and you got a breather hose in this area that holds it there, and it works nicely. There's a problem with the plenum chamber flooding, so at any point in time with this vehicle you can take a screwdriver on either side of the plenum chamber cover, get it like that and pinch it out. Start your edge there, so you're prying underneath and above, being careful not to crack the windshield. And so you pop that out, pop the other side, that cover off. Underneath here are a couple of rubber drain nipples, and you'll probably notice some moisture coming down and streaking the back side of the plenum chamber, dripping out of the nipples. The tips on those are pinched off so that they have a close tolerance to keep insects out, and unfortunately crud builds up and water backs up, and guess where it goes? Right down into your dashboard and into your footwell, floods everything out. It'll really kill the machine. So it has two of those, one on each side. You just take scissors, and snip them off. That's all. Oh yeah, hey, here's a good tip. Beeswax for your dresser drawer. That works very good on wheel rims to keep your alloy rims from seizing. A little bit of rim maintenance, just thought I'd throw that in. Alright, so here's the remains of the wire guard material, which goes on the ignition wires on the right passenger side of the engine compartment. This stuff is obviously not happening. It's all brittle. It's busted up. So I removed all that. Well, I removed part of it, and then I replaced it with this. Near the turbo, there's too much heat, and there wasn't a mount provided for this, so it started to melt. My experience with the headlight insulation, the insulation on the headlight wires, leads me to believe that the insulation used on these vehicles is not all that superior. So this is a potential problem area that needs to be dealt with. So obviously I had to take this off, and I had some other wire guard material that was a larger diameter, and I put that in there, and I wired it to the the fill tube for the engine coolant. So I suspended it off to the right side of the engine compartment, and wired it up all the way down through, so a whole new piece of wire guard in there. Okay, so for those of you who have a wagon, you'll find that the rear light comes on and off automatically. and there's no on-off switch. Furthermore, how to remove this little gizmo is a bit of a mystery, as far as I could find out in the repair manual. So the big trick to this, turns out, is is this little clip here. You see it's in a J shape, and that's because it's what they call a Jesus clip. And that's because when people are removing it, they say, Jesus Christ, praise Jesus Christ, bless his holy name, you know, that kind of thing. Whereas they know they shouldn't be committing blasphemy. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord in vain, and so on. So that's the Jesus clip, and that goes right in there, and that pops up there. It's actually a little bent, I guess, but anyhow, that's what you can't see, which is that's what you can't see, which is why it won't come out. So if you can't get it out, the thing to do is to remove this piece of trim right here, which is what this is. So these have little metal clips that just pop out. There are what, 5 of them. So that's how that works. So if you need to replace the bulb or install a switch on there, then that's what you can do. Now, of course, that's a very important clip. That's what holds the whole machine together, you know, folks. Don't forget about that. So as any good workman knows, he deserves his wages, and when you got a superior machine like this, well, yeah, sometimes you just got to pay for it. So, all right, thank you, bye.